Hi! Thanks for visiting Mad Mike's America. This is Erin Nanasi with your Newt Gingrich report. Newt Gingrich, Republican presidential candidate, recently spoke to a group of fellow conservatives and made some statements that are proof of his deep love of the poor. Mr. Gingrich, while wearing a $14,000 watch from Tiffany's and an Hermes tie, made it clear that he believes poor children have very few opportunities in this country, and offered what many conservative Christians are calling a brilliant idea. Mr. Gingrich, who agreed at one point with the Heritage Foundation's assessment that American poor are not actually poor because they have stoves, has changed his mind regarding poor children. Yes, they may have a stove, but they may also in fact be poor. Therefore, Newt Gingrich has suggested that poor children work part-time in their schools. He names several jobs that poor children could perform to earn that extra $10 for college, including assistant librarian, assistant janitor, school nurse, security guard, and assistant volleyball coach. In states with active mining, Mr. Gingrich would like to go back to the heady days of the early 1900s, when children as young as 8 were headed down into the bowels of the earth with Dad and Grandpa. There's nothing like black lung at the ripe old age of 20 to show what a fantastic work ethic you have. Newt has also joined Brian Fisher, Michelle Bachmann, Rick Santorum, and others in calling for the retooling of child labor laws here in America. Mr. Gingrich believes poor children are not learning how to pull themselves up by their bootstraps, and perhaps they should spend less time at school and more time making baseball mitts. Michelle Bachmann, newest cheerleader for China, loves this idea and has vowed to overturn Minnesota child labor laws so preteens can go work in the paper mills up in Duluth. Child psychologist Dr. Kermit Unger has some qualms about this new direction, saying in an exclusive interview with the Des Moines Scarlet Letter, "Children need their childhood. Putting American kids to work in a factory is not the same thing as putting Chinese kids to work in a factory. Chinese kids never have a childhood. They're programmed from birth to work for the good of the state. Unless we embrace communism, this is a horrible idea. Have you ever tried to get a 12-year-old kid to wash the dishes? How the heck do you expect to convince a kid to work in a coal mine or clean toilets? We need to breed it into them. Using I have an update. Dr. Unger is no longer on staff at Iowa State Agriculture and Animal Husbandry Community College. His current whereabouts are unknown. With Newt Gingrich pulling out ahead of, losing in Florida, one has to wonder when he will begin Operation Bootstraps and how it will be received by the millions of lazy slackers under the age of 15. Hopefully Mr. Gingrich has enough staff remaining to put some serious time into making certain poor kids don't suddenly get all uppity about working themselves to death. Thank you so much for visiting Mad Mike's America. I'm Erin Nanasi, senior columnist. Please visit us at www.madmikesamerica.com.